Saturday, choir singers from across Notts came together for a third year to take part in a marathon of running, cycling and rowing for charity. Members of choirs Everyone Can Sing and West Bridgford Social Singers raised thousands of pounds to support charities like Links and Notts Air Ambulance, and also to help support Jessie's Fund, which is a music therapy organisation working with children who have special educational needs. I'm very pleased to say I'm joined by the event organiser, Simon Thompson, who's also musical director for both choirs and is here now. So thanks for making it in. How was Saturday?
Well, thanks, Al. It was great. There is a third charity, the Notts Hospice, and we had other competitors. So we had a rower, we had swimmers as well, and two swimmers, Alison and Mark, managed to do 4,000 lengths, so 26.2 miles, and we also had a group of walkers. So we had a lot of different people doing different things.
Everyone came to. Where did everyone come from?
So it's West Bridgford Social Singers, so around West Bridgford, Beeston, Radcliffe, people who are in the choir. So 3 choirs, Monday morning, Tuesday night, West Bridgford Social Singers, and then ECS singers on a Thursday night. So it's a lot of people.
Wow. So how did you find it? Did you have to prepare for all this, like physically, as well as singing? And
Yeah. So the singers are great because they all want to help. It's a big team event.
Right.
So different people did different things. I designed the route with Jason and Stokey Pete and Catherine, and that was the running route. And Paul, he designed the cycling route, which was similar, but not quite the same because of roads and paths. Yeah. Mark Walker and Alison sorted the swimmers out. Judy, the scooting, so we had a scooter. And then Dr. Tim, he sorted his own rowing event inside on a rowing machine. And Sally, she sorted the walking team with Rita. So it's, I was organiser, but there's so many other people involved.
Such a huge team effort.
Yeah.
And you had people turning out to support you as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We had 7 different stops: West Bridgford Methodist Church, bit of breakfast, bacon butters, and then we were off over the bridge and into Colic, and then up to the ferry boat and Gunthorpe, Shelford, Radcliffe-on-Trent, Cottgrave, back through Gampston Village and into West Bridgford, where we had singing and a pianist, Elizabeth, and we saw the last few minutes of the rowing. And the walkers came in 2 minutes before the cyclists, and the cyclists came in 2 minutes before the runners. The runners were predicted to come in 4 hours 35 and came in 4 hours 35:02.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. So it was quite well planned, and the pacing is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, because it worked to a T, didn't it? So let's talk about the charities then. Yeah. It's the third year you've been doing it, and how do you choose the charities? How do you work?
So members vote. So West Bridgford voted for Jessie's Fund and for the air ambulance at Links Notts Ambulance. Similarly, with ECS, they chose the Notts Hospice, and that was slightly influenced by the fact that I lost my mum, and she had palliative care last year. Right. But all of the charities are dear to everybody's heart, and the fundraising is going really well. So it's been good.
Fantastic. So it's the third year.
Yeah.
Does it get bigger and better every year?
It's getting. One of the things that we did potentially, which wasn't the greatest idea, was to do a linear route. So we went from Bobbers Mill and refugee routes out to Canine Partners at Belton, but that's 26 miles. Right. So by doing a circular event from West Bridgford around the river, the Trent Valley Marathon, it meant that we could include many more people, and especially walkers. And it was great because we had a fantastic support team. My wife was in a car, Stuart and Robin and Leslie and Robin and Chris and Christina, and they went all the way around, and we had people on different stations. So we had a station at Mile End Road car park with Chris and Robin. We had one at the ferry boat with Liz and Stephen, and then Lynn was at the Unicorn at the ferry, and so on and so forth. But the most important thing is that we also called into 2 memory cafes, Radcliffe and St Paul's, because that's who we supported last year.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's just all, so everyone's just coming along with you, and I guess next year as well.
And the best thing was that Eastwood Memory Cafe with Di, they could walk with us too, because they supported us, and they've donated £925. Oh, so they've all been superb and really, really positive.
How much money have you raised so far?
Well, the total this afternoon was 6,423.
Wow.
But we know that Alison, who's swum a marathon, has got a donation, and Dr. Tim too, and it's all trickling in. card readers, into our bank account. We've got a QR code on our Facebook pages. So if people think it's a good thing to do, they can still donate.
What's the Facebook page?
So we've got Everyone Can Sing, which is the Facebook page for ECS, and then West Bridgeford Social Singers. And on West Bridgeford Social Singers, they've got the QR code and the bank account.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for making it in. I
Pleasure.
don't know how you've done it after that, but thank you for coming.
Yeah.